Hello. Hi, chat. Hi, guys. How are you doing? Happy Wednesday, everybody. I'm waving. I'm waving. I'm waving at you guys so fast. Hello. How are you guys doing? Happy Wednesday. Let me say hi to everybody. Hang on. I'm scrolling. Hi, White Eyes and Jam and Salt, who were here before everybody else. And Hawk, who you said you were late, but you were still like 5 minutes early. You're still early. Let's see. Mossy Jamp, Raven, Codebreaker, hello. Hi, hello, Kyra. Hi, Asher. Hello, Liv. Hello, Skylar, Nebraxis. I'm lifting you up and shaking you around. Hi, Kyra. I'm waving. And Puppy Punk, hello. Hi, everybody. How is everyone doing? Thank you. I'm Stretch. Hi, Olive. I was here before stream started, lol. Well, look at you. Oh my god. Thank you so much for the 5 months, Codebreaker. I appreciate it. Guys, I have a good stream for you today. Mostly. One, I'm doing another art history stream. Yay! Which you guys seemed to really enjoy, and I really like doing them, so win. And two, I'm dressed up in a way that an art history teacher would never dress, but I look really cute, so who cares? Oh, there you go. Hello. Look, I got it. I got the thing. I'm dressed cute again today. So if you didn't already have incentive to stay because you want to learn about art history, which you do, then also I am cute and pretty, and therefore you should stay to watch me be cute and pretty. But I hope everyone is doing well. I hope your week has been going well. I know that it like just okay, it didn't just start. It started like 3 days ago. Never mind, it didn't just start. We're in the middle of the week, but I hope that you guys are still having a good week. I had a good rest day today, which is always a win and fun and good. And now I'm here to talk about art history. I even went on a walk today, guys. I went on a walk today. Are you proud of me? I went on a walk. I went on a little walkie walk. The puffy sleeves, you're so pretty. You're always so cute and pretty. Thank you. See, this is your incentive to stay and to listen to me talk about art history cuz I am pretty, but also I know what I'm talking about cuz I'm really cool. But we're gonna talk about art history today because I am an art history major. If none of you knew, I don't really ever talk about it because it is kind of a useless degree. But I will say it's a really good conversation piece. Like I can just roll up to conversation and be like, "Do you want to hear about the Italian Renaissance and also about Michelangelo and also about like I just like keep going?" And people are like, "Yeah, you know what? I do want to hear that obscure piece of thing." I mean, Michelangelo's not obscure, but you know, like whatever. But it's a great conversation topic. Is it very useful degree? No. No, it's not, but it doesn't really matter. It probably would be more useful if I actually had tried to work at museums. And to be fair, I did briefly try to work at museums, but none of them fucking wanted me. So, eh. You're always cute and pretty. Thank you. But you were so pretty. Oh my god, your hair also looks so cute. Thank you. It's actually in a little half ponytail. I also this scrunchie has strawberries on it. You guys can thank Salt Cipher for giving it to me for Christmas. I have that. I have my cool earrings, my hair that needs to be re-dyed really badly, but let's not talk about that. And I have my cute outfit. Did you know that you can get this same dress from Mochipon? And if you type in !Mochipon into my chat, you can copy and paste that like long link it gives you. And if you buy something from them, some of it goes to helping out me and my life. So if you want to get it, you should get it. It's very cute. It's also like super inclusive sizing. So if you're like a 2 extra small to like a 2XL or something like that, their clothing is made for you. I know why you guys are lovers slash joke. Yeah, because they bought me a hair scrunchie. Yeah, definitely. But on the bright side, it gave you guys it gave me really cute dresses. They also have really cute cardigans and other stuff too. And it is a woman-owned business. It is a woman of color-owned business, and it is a small business. And she tries to be like sustainable and ethical and everything that she does. So all really cool. Check it out if you, I don't know, whatever. That's this. I'm not like paid to sponsor them or anything. I just genuinely really like their clothing. But we're not here to plug, okay? We're not here to talk about cute outfits today. As much as I'd like to, we can do that afterwards, okay? What we are talking about today, everybody, is our history. Yippee! Yay! Here, I'm gonna change over to my little screen share for you. Here you go. Here you go. Okay, so we are talking about. Oh, this is like a little bit off center. Hang on. Let me scooch. Let me fix this. I had set it earlier, and then I moved it a little bit. Okay. I'm also... Yeah, Monster Talk. Yes, so... The title looks really intimidating. I promise it's not. Even if you don't know a lot about anything, this is... My lecture is consumable for everybody. I will say, though... Hang on. Okay. I will say, I want to be cognizant and mindful of the fact that we are going to be talking about something that is a little bit more heavy. And for that, I am giving you this is my obligatory warning to you that it might get a little bit less like lighthearted, fun, silly. There is no weird looking babies this time. We are going to be talking about something called proto-racism, which sounds like a really scary word. And to be clear, it kind of is. It's essentially what is the predecessor to what is modern day racism. I also want to preface before I get started that I know that I am a white passing individual. I am Hispanic, but I am still very cognizant of the fact that I am white passing, and I am able to speak from a place of privilege because of that. As an art historian and as someone who's read academic stuff on this stuff, this is where my sources are coming from. I'm coming at it from entirely an academic perspective. But, of course, as always, you should use your place of privilege or whatever to uplift and spread awareness and advocacy in whatever way, shape, or form that looks like, as long as it's done so in a respectful way and in a way that does not diminish or devalue people of color or anybody else's experiences on this certain thing. Okay, that is my obligatory disclaimer. All of my information is based off of academic research and study. But we are going to be talking about a little bit of a heftier topic, okay? So we are going to be talking about something a little bit more serious, all right? Is everyone good? Does everyone has their thinking cap on? Does that sound good to everybody? Does anyone have any questions or concerns regarding any of that? Now is your opportunity to speak before we head into it. Lurk. Ah! Raid! Hello. Hi, welcome in, Raiders. What's the seating chart? I don't know. Who's sitting in the front row? I know for sure the people who got here first are sitting in the front rows, so I think the rest of you are just gonna have to, like... The rest of you are just gonna have to figure it out by yourselves. Thank you so much for the raid, though. Onyx, I hope your stream went really well. What were you up to? What were you doing? I am Freddie Moon, who's new here. Hi, my name is Bite. I'm a variety streamer, but I primarily do Dead by Daylight, Just Chatting, and Minecraft content. Today we're doing a Just Chatting stream where we're going to be talking about art, history, and medieval manuscripts. So if that sounds interesting to you, stick around. If not, you should stick around anyway or lurk. But it is going to be a little bit of a more serious one today. So if you're worried or you think that anything might stir up some emotions with you, make sure to take care of yourself first and foremost. That is what I care about. But I hope you had a good stream. We did some lore on Sparkbird SMP, then sped around a game of Dynaball. Dynaball good. Well, I'm glad. I hope that your stream went well. Thank you, Hawk, for the resub of 4 months. Hi, teacher, can I be class president? I think you guys have to vote. Who wants to run against Hawk? That's what you guys can do in chat as I'm talking. You guys can have class presidency things, I guess. Okay. All right. So for people who are just joining us, we are going to be talking about medieval manuscripts, but also more importantly, later we are going to get into what is called the monstrous races and what this means for this. And we're going to talk about this concept of proto-racism. And again, all my disclaimers are at the beginning. If anyone has a problem or thinks that I say something incorrect, feel free to let me know. I am always open to self-improvement and from learning from my actions. Thumbs up. Okay. Who let you be so pretty today? Me, because if people aren't going to listen to my nice words, I at least want them to pay attention because I look pretty. And also, I never have a reason to wear any of this stuff, so I might as well wear it on stream. Okay. Now, we're gonna actually get into it. Enough chit-chat. I have my notes. I'm actually gonna do this a little bit different than the last one, and that's that I have my actual essay that I wrote on this. It's pretty short. It's pretty good, in my opinion. I think it's genuinely one of the best essays I've ever written, and I wrote a fucking thesis. But I have it all in a very consumable way, so none of you guys will just get bored and tune me out for yapping, right? Okay. Who am I sitting by? Whoever you want. I'd go to my class more if my teacher looked like you. I'm pinning that. We welcome back to Art History Major Talks, Art History number 2. The last one we did was about Renaissance art and a very broad, very generic overview of Northern and Italian Renaissance art. This time around, we are going to be talking about the Middle Ages. Whoa! And if you're like me before I took any art history class, you might be like, but what the fuck are the Middle Ages? Worry not. I have so much information to tell you first and foremost, okay? But let's talk about altogether what the fuck is a manuscript. All right, we're gonna define these two things for you right now. First of all, medieval manuscripts. What I'm talking about when I say this is I'm referring to manuscripts produced during the medieval era or the Middle Ages, or sometimes they're also called the Dark Ages. Those are all referring to the same timeline. Okay, this is around 476 current era, ending roughly in the mid 15th century or the 1450s. I think Spain very specifically has an ending date a little bit later and a very specific one. I don't remember it off the top of my head, but generally speaking, this is the range and this is happening in Europe. And this period was one of human expansion. This is a quote. This period was one of human expansion, centralization, and great political upheaval and violence, resulting in the foundation of many modern European countries. It was also dominated by a surge in Christianity, leading to the building of great cathedrals, clearing of large tracts of land by peasants, settling of new towns and villages, and building of great castles by local nobility. This is when you start hearing about these people that are having these really long, obnoxious titles. This is when all of these people start popping up, basically, or at least being more solidified. So we're getting castles. We're getting the beginning of the very, very beginning of the Renaissance. We're getting all kinds of different things in this period. But what we are getting mostly important to this conversation is we get medieval manuscripts. Now you might be saying, "But you still haven't told me what a medieval manuscript is." Worry not. Manuscripts are they just refer to text in a book. These are books that are usually on vellum or on papyrus or whatever kind of equivalent of paper. It depends on the region. But these kinds of specific manuscripts that we're going to be talking about today and some key terms are right here. First off, we have illumination. Illumination just refers to when you have highly decorative text. So if you can think of that one episode of SpongeBob where he writes "the" really fancy, that's an illumination. That is what that is. That's why these are sometimes called illuminated manuscripts. It just refers to it being very highly decorated. Okay, think of the book at the beginning of Shrek. Medieval manuscript. Just kidding. It is illuminated, essentially. And then a miniature refers to the small pictures or big pictures in these manuscripts. And keep in mind, some of these manuscripts are like this big, and some of them can be like really, really large. There are some that are on like pieces of wood, or some that fold out. They come in many, many shapes and sizes. They're not actually called miniatures because they are small. It comes from a different word, which I didn't write down because I'm good at my job. Okay. We are also going to be talking about some of the more specific things that images that I'll be showing you. Sorry if you can hear my dogs. Are called books of hours. What these are is they are like small. They are like small private. Oh my god, this fucking dog! I hate this house. I want to move out. Okay. Good news. I think she's done. No, it's not Sophie. It's my parents' rat dog. Okay. So books of hours refer to very decorated, illuminated manuscripts that have private like prayers in there. So sometimes they'll have one for like different times of the day and like a specific prayer to say. These are usually later on. These are commissioned works, but they are made in monasteries, which we'll talk about in a second. We'll talk about bestiaries, which are just like compilations of animals, but with like a Christianized lens on them. Benedictional, which are just like manuscripts that have episcopal use. And then we are also going to talk about psalters, which are books of psalms, which are song prayers that are in the Bible. Okay. All of these are very, very biblical and religious based because we're going to be talking about religion. We're going to be talking about Christianity in the Middle Ages. Newsflash, it's not great. Psalters? No, not like that. Not like that. You guys are incorrect. All right. So very, 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 very quickly. Again, what are these? So manuscripts are texts that are in book form, starting with handmade books made with ink and vellum or paper, depending on the region. Vellum is just animal skin that is like sun bleached and pseudo cleaned, and you can write on it. It's very, very thin. On some of these manuscripts, you'll actually see the lesser quality vellum will have like holes in them. That is from literally the skin itself just being poorly made. Which is a fun fact. This wasn't something that was only in Europe, all right? These were also existing in places like Asia, the Arabian Peninsula, Mexico, or Mexico now, wasn't Mexico then. I actually have some examples of these too, other than just these European ones. We are also So again, a manuscript is the book or the page itself, while the illumination is the decorated text on these manuscripts. Okay. And then the miniature is the picture. Do we get that? Put that in your brain, okay? Oh my fucking god, what is her problem? Some specific oh no, I already said all this. I was looking at the wrong section. It's fine. So these are some examples of really early manuscripts. On the right, this is the manuscript's just like a book. Yeah, typically. Yes. Some of them didn't have like hard covers, but yeah, manuscripts are essentially books before the printing press was invented. People did these by hand. It was crazy. It took so much time and effort. But they're very, very hard to preserve sometimes because of the fact that it's just vellum or paper that has been existing for hundreds of years. It's very hard to just like keep it intact. So these are all very, very like carefully handled and stored away. These are some examples of really early manuscripts predating the Middle Ages or in the Middle Ages. Actually, I think these are all from the Middle Ages. But originally manuscripts can be traced back to the imperial times, which also refers to like classical Greco-Roman times. Back then, manuscripts were more for sciencey things, like the one on the right here. This is the De Materia Medica, and it just dictates in this is it's a collection of the preparations, properties, and testing of different herbal-based drugs. It was the basis for herbal and pharmaceutical writing until the 15th century. People couldn't understand the discrepancies between the drugs, which is why this was helpfully made. And then later copies were then alphabetized. This was also theorized to be made for Emperor Flavius's daughter. I don't know who that is, but I'm just telling you that's what I have here. That is the one that is right here. You see that plant? That's for pharmaceutical use. All right. Let's think about it. How are you going to spread information if you don't know how to read, or like if you don't have the printing press? It doesn't exist back then. So what they did is they would do it by hands and just throw it out. Then on the left side is two pages from the Ashburn Pentateuch, I don't actually know, which just refers to the first 5 books of the Bible, also the Torah. This is from either North Africa, Italy, or Spain, and it's from the middle of the 8th century. This is the oldest surviving Bible in Latin, and at the time, the oldest illustrated Bible. It was a late antique masterpiece of unparalleled historical value, possibly created as a gift for Emperor Valentinian III. So this is the oldest Latin translation of the Bible. Is the book on the far side. And it's a very fucking valuable collector's item, that's for goddamn sure. So originally these books were made for science, essentially, and then later it became more of a religious thing. We're going to be talking about the religious part of that. Um, there's also a word that we use in studying medieval manuscripture, and that is intertextuality, which is an offshoot of semiotics, which is essentially just like the study of words and signage in art. It's a theory in medieval studies. What intertextuality basically equates to is how meaning is created or communicated using or in a work. And it's the idea of all works are borrowed from other works. So if you've heard of the concept of like nothing is original, all art starts from somewhere else, that's kind of what intertextuality kind of is, and part of the theory of intertextuality. Um, which is cool. So let's talk about who made them. I cut it off. It says who made them. Um, Classical manuscripts were typically for the sciences and to convey information in a visual format and to make it more accessible. Again, this predates the printing press. This was done by hand. Gospels and other religious texts were then later made in monasteries by scribes. And to some of these people, that would be their entire fucking lives' work, is they would sit there and very carefully by hand do every single. What's a monastery? A monastery is like it's a religious secluded area where other religious people of that religion go. So like monks are from a monastery. Monasteries are just a collection, a little commune of just religious stuff full of religious people, essentially. You can think of it as like a very small town or building sometimes. And people live there. It's like you live, breathe, eat, and sleep religion. That's what a monastery is. Later on, after kind of people started breaking away from this very ecclesiastical manuscript from monks and scribes, ecclesiastical just means religious. Then people would go out and commission artists to make them these prayer books. This was a luxury item. Um, Royalty in positions of power or the more wealthy would commission artists independently for books of hours, almanacs, and calendars. This was a luxury item and a symbol of status, okay? If you're really interested in these kind of incredible later manuscripts, this is about like 15th, 16th century. The Limborg brothers were a big name for collectors and were commissioned pretty regularly. The image that we have right here is from the Tres Riches Hours do. It's a book of hours that was made and commissioned by the Duke of Berry. Essentially, that's the English version. Don't say anything about how bad I pronounce those. I will kill you in a video game. Okay. But the Limburg brothers are really, really famous. If you ever take a class that is just a brief overview of all of these, this is you will hear about the Limburg brothers. I also really personally like their art because they use a lot of this bluey color and it's really, really cute. It's pretty. I really like it. It's very nice. Um, Also, on these pages, a lot of the time you'll see gold. This is like actual shiny gold. So if you held the piece of paper and you went like that, it is reflective. They were able to achieve these different like inks and stuff like that by using natural inks. So they would like take berries or dyes and they'd grind it down and they'd make it themselves. It was a whole process. So if a piece of manuscript has a lot of color in it, that is going to be more expensive and valuable because more time, money, and effort was put into it. So you don't usually see very like detailed illuminations like this with a lot of color unless it was commissioned by somebody who had the money to afford that. If it was just like monastery scribes, some of these are not as detailed just because of the fact that it's very time consuming and they are expected to make this entire thing. Rich people get better books. Absolutely. Totally, absolutely. I also, before we hop into talking about the next part, which is all of this stuff on proto-racism and just the bigger stuff, I want to show you guys some examples of these other books and other manuscripts and illuminations that are not just European or white, because I think it's really important to. It's very easy for people to forget that things were happening outside of Europe in this time. A lot of stuff was happening. People still existed. There are a lot of like manuscripts that you can find that are actually from Asia that are Buddhist. There are a lot of very, very beautifully rendered like Buddhist scrolls. And also, what's after proto-racism? Contemporary racism, which is the racism that exists now. They're also medieval manuscripture is kind of like a broad term. Manuscript itself is not always just a piece of paper or piece of vellum. Sometimes it refers to like a book or like an engraving. It's a very like all-encompassing kind of thing. But for the sake of this conversation, we are going to be talking about like pieces that are basically like books. But here's some more examples right here. This is one that is non-white. The source is oh no, the top one. So the top one is Greece or is Greek, and then the bottom one is I don't actually know if it says, but it is Buddhist in origin, but I don't know if it says. Oh, it's from Afghanistan. Okay, so this one is from Afghanistan, and the top one is Greek. Afghanistan. Even this one on the left is from China. It's from the Ming Dynasty period. It is, I think, just like wood panels that are carved. Is that what it says? It doesn't, but it does say it's from the Yongle period. Oh, suture covers. So these are the covers of some of these. These are the covers of some of these manuscripts or like religious works. Sometimes they would make covers for their works because they are books. What's another one? What else do I have? The next one I have is the Dresden Codex. It's a replica of it. It is from... Where is this from? Because the way that they... Oh, this is from Mesoamerica. Okay, so this is Mexico. This one is from the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico from the 13th, 14th century. It's a facsimile of the Dresden Codex. Here. I wish I could make these like better quality for you guys, but this is the best I can do. So it folds out. That's what it is. It all folds out. Those are like perforated sections. Very, very cool. And then here is some of my favorite ones are from Asia, just because of the fact that their papers are colored, and it is just these works are just very, very beautiful. Are the edges a bit burnt? No, it's probably from age. If it's a copy, why it look like shit? Were even medieval manuscripts made during different time periods in different parts of the world? Yes and no. So a lot of these are gonna be from the same time period as what are referred to as the European medieval ages. It's called a different time period depending on where you're talking about it, because we're not all gonna use the same. Like, it wouldn't make sense to say it's the medieval Middle Ages in China, because it's not, they're going through different things. So like, for example, when the Renaissance was happening, the Renaissance wasn't necessarily happening in other parts of the world too. So this one, for example, is from the 12th century, which is the 1100s. Is a Buddhist one. It's not the best quality, and I'm sorry, but they're very, very beautiful. I encourage you to look up some of them. This one is Detail of the Siddharma Pundarika. I don't know if I pronounced it right. It's the Lotus Sutra. It's from China. And then the last one is what we're going to be talking about. Cool. So those are some examples. If you guys are... The name of the book. This is Toward a Global Age, Encountering the World Through Illuminated Manuscript. This is this book is from the Getty. You can buy it on their website. It's actually a compilation of different articles or essays written in here and compiled. So this is a compilation, and each chapter talks about something different, and it's written by a different person. It's very cool. A lot of books about manuscripture are these kind of anthologies. That's the name I'm looking for. But ta-da, very cool. Look them up. It's sick. And now we are going to be talking about the monstrous races. So at the end, the reason why I'm going to be talking about sorry, let me rephrase that. the reason why I'm going to be directly reading a paper for you guys is because at the end of my Middle Ages medieval manuscript class, our final was to pick something about medieval manuscripts to talk about. Hi, Leaf. We got to go. My school has a collection of medieval manuscripts that we were able to go and tour, and we could look through them very carefully. We had to like wash our hands, and the handler had like these gloves on. It was a whole ordeal. We were not allowed to actually like touch them, or like some of them we could touch, some of them we couldn't touch. Some of them were copies, some of them were originals. But my school was able to give like our small class, like of 13 people, this little like private tour of the collection. And as I was looking over this collection and like going and looking through these manuscript pages, I was thinking, God, they're all white. Why are they all white? I don't understand. What the fuck? Why are they all white? There's not a single, like, people of color existed back then. Why are they all fucking white? What is happening here? And then I started to look into that. And here's the thing. It was kind of a rabbit hole that led from one thing to another, and it made me kind of realize that there's actually been a lot of really in-depth study about this. And I noticed that instead of like different pigmented skin colors referring to people, it would be these like inhuman characters, or they'd be kind of vaguely human but monstrous in some way, shape, or form. And when I started to dig deeper, I realized that these were two things that were connected to each other. Okay. And the reason that they were connected is through Christianity and fear mongering. Okay. So we are going to be talking about what is referred to as the monstrous races, which is humanoid figures that were depicted to look like monsters in some way, shape, or form. As a Christian fear tactic, they were used to fearmonger. If you don't know what fearmongering is, it's essentially appealing, it's trying to get something to happen based on fear. So if you're promoted something if you promoted a religious ideology with you're gonna die unless you believe in it, that would be appealing to your fear. That'd be fearmongering. And the thesis that I have come together and written about was essentially the usage of these monstrous races and the depictions of them of outsiders was to fearmonger and promote the ideology of Christianity in the Middle Ages and beyond. We're going to talk about that. And like I said earlier, this was like a paper that I wrote for my class, and actually apparently did so fucking well that my teacher was like, hey, Bite, you should have put this in the symposium that our school runs, which is essentially a collection of student like best written essays, and they pick two from them from this collection of the whole school to like elevate and be like, whoa, award. I didn't win, unfortunately, but I'm still super super proud of it, and I've never had a work of mine be like, this teacher was like, hey, pulling me aside, like, you should submit this because, and I will never forget what he told me. He's like, you have described in 4 pages what scholars are struggling to describe in entire anthologies. And I was like, really? You mean that? And then I submitted it. But now I get to share it with you guys. Eee. Okay, are you ready? We're gonna get into it. I'm gonna read you my paper. I promise it is not scary. It is, in my opinion, very well written. I never write in a way that is over the top. I like to make sure that the concept that I'm describing makes sense. Okay, so if you don't understand a word that I use in here, you can ask in chat, and either myself or someone else will probably be able to answer it for you. All right, let's get into it. All right. Headless men, black temptresses, and cannibalistic dog-headed peoples, dramatized and monstrous portrayals of race, were a medieval European invention depicting non-Christians outside of the, quote, civilized, unquote, European scope. Prevalent in manuscripts and maps of the world, these races represented outsiders and the unknown. Monstrous races, hideous and heart-stopping, were used as a fear-mongering device to support Christianity and perpetuate and perpetrate an ideology of a white European superiority, following a proto-racism concept founded in times of antiquity. That's my opening. Okay, So let's talk about what proto-racism means. Contextually, race in medieval Europe was not the same as the modern understanding of race. So what you and I think about today of race, that didn't exist back then. The concept of race was less about ethnicity and physical attributions and more about religion, specifically Christians and non-Christians. Medieval European ideology on race was inspired by that of the Greco-Romans. The Greco-Romans founded what is this concept of proto-racism. The Greeks believed in the superiority of their race, largely based on their geographical location, and they believed that that is their geographical location was the thing that affected their personalities. And here's what I mean by that. The Greeks, they believed that Asians lacked masculinity and had no individualized independence. Ancient Greeks also believed that Asian people were natural slaves and that Europeans were, quote, mentally inadequate, unquote. Additionally, if people were then conquered by the Greeks, then they were considered lesser than the victors because of the fact that they lost. And the descendants of these conquered people would apparently have the demeanor of natural born slaves. This is all the Greco-Roman ideology. If it sounds messed up, that's because it is. It's very we won, therefore that means that we are racially and culturally superior than you, and we deserve this, and you and all of your descendants are lesser than us and weaker than us, and therefore perfect to be our enslaved peoples. That is what this is summarized to be. Additionally, no, I said this already. The Romans adopted their own theories of racial superiority based on this Greek ideology. Depiction of stereotyped race and the idea of a superior race would be later emulated in the European Middle Ages in what is now known as the monstrous races. Those who opposed or were enemies of the church, so in this context, Christianity specifically, and medieval society, were depicted as literally ugly and deformed, sometimes not even recognizable as human. Monstrous races were created out of a lack of understanding Asia and Africa, a Christian fear of outsiders, and it was a product of this proto-racism. Let's start, okay? So we are first breaking them down into different kind of I want to clarify that there are a lot of different groups of people who were affected by this concept of proto-racism. But in this paper, I only really talk about like specific groups because I was limited in my word count. But these are not the only people who were affected by it. We're going to talk about Jews, Muslims. We are going to be talking about people from Africa and people from Africa. But they also did this to other white people. They also did this to people who were enslaved in whatever way, shape, or form. This was not just a only towards minorities deal. They did this kind of to everybody. If you were not Christian, they did not fuck with you. That was it, essentially. Okay? So those popularly characterized as these monstrous races were Jews, Mongols, Africans or Ethiopians, and Muslims. The persecution of both Jews and Muslims were encouraged in the 13th century due to their seemingly evil non-Christian beliefs. These were monstrous races purely based on the fact that they did not practice Christianity. That is what made them evil to them, because they were not Christian. In the Salvin Hours folio, which is this one here, I will very quickly hide my face. Here it is. This one on the right. This one is the Salvin Hours. And I'll bring myself back. In the Salvin Hours folio 29, a very white Christ is being presented to the high priest Caiaphas, I think, by 3 Jewish people. We know these are Jews because of their large crooked noses, a stereotype that is prevalent in contemporary racialized stereotypes, meaning that nowadays we have this caricaturized, offensive stereotype as Jewish people having big noses. Crooked, deformed, upturned, and large noses had a variety of negative connotations back then, ranging from drunkenness, greed, foolishness, and any kind of deviation from the, quote, path of God. These unnatural noses, quote unquote, would first be applied to depictions of the devil to show his pure evil, and then later to Jewish people in a way to demonize them and label them as evil. If you don't understand what that means, racial characterizations of Jewish people as being people with like big or deformed or unappealing or unattractive noses. This was something that started not originally in reference to Jewish people. This is how people would depict the devil to show that he was evil. And then later, this was then applied to people who were Jewish to show that, oh, they are already evil. We know that this means evil because that's the devil. These people are bad. We've made that connection, right? Visual shorthand for, hey, the church isn't like this guy. Yeah, essentially. But that is where it comes from. Muslims, also referred to as Saracens or Saracens, I heard the pronunciation earlier and then I forgot it, in the Middle Ages, would be depicted with a racialized blackness or equated to the monstrous races anthropophagi or man-eaters, and the dog-headed humans due to accusations of cannibalism and the Christian descriptor of being a race of dogs. So they would portray people who were Muslim as either being entirely black, like skinned, or because they would draw them with the heads of dogs, because the Christians saw them as being a quote race of dogs, in reference to their religion. And also just because all of the time you will hear accusations of cannibalism and unnaturalness and evilness from things that people don't understand. So they did this for people who are Muslim. They also did this for people who were actually native. A lot of really early artwork and drawings of going to the New World would be brought back. And they would be like, these people, there's headless people, there's people with animal heads, they're cannibalistic savages. And they would be these drawings of these people that were not accurate, but it's how they were perceiving them for what they thought was wrong. Okay? That's what that is. Folio 40 of the Travels of Sir John Mandeville is the one on my left. Depicts dog-headed peoples worshipping an idol. Idolatry, which is the worshipping of idols, is in the Christian belief is a sin due to the worship of an object detracting from the value and worship of God. Considered a barbaric, uncivilized, and highly unchristian practice, it comes as no surprise that a monstrous race is shown committing idolatry. The loincloths are a classic aspect of monstrous races, being a key, quote, barbaric trait, unquote, that identified them as subhuman and savage. So they are shown wearing less clothing because it's looking down on them, as these people are less than human. They are not knowing any better. They are lesser than us. They are not like the rest of us because we are civilized and we have clothing, when this is not necessarily based in reality or actuality. It is just a way to further depict these people as being other and not human because of the fact that they are not Christian. Get it? Are you guys connecting the dots here? There's a lot more. Being indigenous and a furry, it's different now. So the next one we're going to talk about, which I said very, very briefly, is the concept of the, quote, Ethiopian, unquote, okay? So the Ethiopian topos, which refers to this, oh wait, actually, no, we're fine. Topos refers to kind of like, you can think of it as a symbol or a piece of icon. It's like an icon or a symbol that is replicated in another place. So for example, drawings of the Christian Mary holding, the Virgin Mary holding baby Jesus, that is a topos. Okay. Why are they naked? It's like, I don't even know. There's no penis. You guys are fine. So the Ethiopian topos emerged in European iconography consistently in the 12th century. So this is happening in the 1100s and beyond. Characterized by a racialized blackness, flat nose, large lips, and bulging eyes, the Ethiopian topos was meant to represent sub-Saharan Africans rather than people from the Christian Ethiopia, because Ethiopia is an actual place. Again, racialized blackness just means that they would draw them in a way that is not accurate to how these people may or may not have actually looked. They would draw them like pure black. This originated in Greco-Roman antiquity, but depictions of, quote, Ethiopians, unquote, which, again, I don't know if that was clear. Ethiopian refers to anyone who was from sub-Sahara Africa. They didn't care. It's like how they would say African for all black people in America when they're not necessarily from Africa. So they would see anyone who was black and they'd be like, "Oh, you're an Ethiopian." But they're not talking about the physical place of like Ethiopia. This originated in Greco-Roman antiquity, but depictions of Ethiopians were more naturalistic back then, with a focus on the contrast of the whiteness of the eyes and the blackness of the skin. These renderings survived the fall of Rome, but they lost their naturalistic features and became a representation of all dark-skinned people. Although the depictions of blackness in the one on the right here, let me real quick. Boop, boop. And then can I hide chat? Where is this? Boop. Here it is. This is the one on the right. Or no, sorry, it's the one on the left. I lied. We're not on the one on the right yet. We're on the one on the left. I can actually come back. I'm sorry. I have silenced myself for no reason. I was jumping ahead. Although the depictions of blackness in the I don't actually know how to say that word. Menologian? That sounds right. Of Basil II and the Cantigas de Santa Maria, which is the one on the right, represent the Ethiopian topos. They are both abnormal in their execution. So the way that these are portrayed here are not typical of this concept of displaying this person who is African or black by saying they're an Ethiopian. These are not normal depictions of this topos. In the scene of Philip and the Ethiopian eunuch, which if you are not sure what a eunuch is, it is a young man who is castrated in a biblical setting, or a religious setting. The depiction of the Ethiopian eunuch as an actual black. Oh, sorry. In the scene of Philip and the Ethiopian eunuch, a young eunuch sits in the chariot. That's this one right here. This depiction of the Ethiopian eunuch as an actual black man is only one of two depictions, with the Basil Ethiopian being relatively inoffensive in comparison to its contemporary counterpart. All other depictions of the Ethiopian eunuch and Philip show the eunuch as a white man. This was not, however, a racially motivated attempt to whitewash the eunuch. Eunuchs were drawn with specific identifying characteristics: effeminate qualities, a youthful disposition, rosy cheeks, and of course, white. The Ethiopian's eunuch's identity of being a eunuch was a much more integral, important identity than the fact that he was an Ethiopian man. Therefore, artistic renditions of this Ethiopian eunuch would emphasize on him being a eunuch and depict him as any other eunuch, even at the extent of changing the color of his skin. So even though he was a black man, they would still draw him as white, not from this idea of I'm whitewashing him intentionally, but because he was Christian, they were drawing people white to represent that they were Christian. The Cantigas de Santa Maria, which is the one on the left, shows an Ethiopian-headed serpent surrounded by the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, a representation of the devil. Bulging eyes, racialized blackness, and big red lips are all indicators that this serpent is meant to have the head of an Ethiopian. Although depictions of the devil being black were not uncommon, this serpent with an Ethiopian head is the only one of its kind and not found in any of the Gothic iconography that inspired the Cantigas. So this is probably something that came from the person who made it, not anything that they were inspired by. This demonic representation of dark skin was entirely intentional, and throughout the Cantigas manuscript, the illustrators depict the devil and his demons having black, brown, gray, and dark blue skin. Outside of the Cantigas manuscripts, blackness and dark skin would be employed in art and manuscripts to depict evil, sin, possession, and sexual desire. Although the Ethiopian topos by itself is not a, quote, monstrous race, unquote, it is clear that being black or dark-skinned in the eyes of medieval Christians was a characteristic of being a monster. Let's talk about the why. Why did this happen? If the offensive portrayal of races was not based in a hateful, contemporary, racially based discrimination, then one may wonder, what was the purpose of it? Why did they do this? Some medieval Europeans believed that the monstrous races were still human and needed intervention from the church to be saved through Christianity. Others believed that these monstrous races were not human and were no better than wild animals. Regardless if the monstrous races were human or they weren't, these mythical and sometimes stereotypical portrayals were made by Christians for Christians in order to rationalize outsiders and non-Christians. Based on the ideology that Christianity is superior and correct, monstrous races and non-Europeans faced persecution, hatred, and even enslavement. Offensive imageries of non-white races and religions is not new, nor is it irrelevant in modern times. Whether it be maps, religious manuscripts, woodcut engravings, imagery of monstrous races actively encouraged discrimination and perpetrated the idea of a white European Christian superiority. And that's my essay. So, I say in there very briefly that this is not something new. And even though this is something that is medieval manuscripture, I'm sure a lot of you guys have caught on that this is not gone. This is all still stuff that is happening and being struggled with here and now. It's not such a medieval concept. These concepts may have started in antiquity and medieval Europe, but they've only gotten worse as time goes on. How do we stop it? Is this something that we can stop? Yeah, thankfully and luckily it is, even though sometimes it may seem like it's not the easy thing to do. The best that you can do is education, advocacy, awareness, and acceptance, not just tolerance. For so long, people have preached this idea of like, even if you don't understand, like being tolerant. And yeah, that's a great starting place, but you need to have this acceptance. Because even if you don't understand a person or another religion or a gender identity or any kind of sexual characteristic or racial characteristic, you need to accept that these are people who exist and have thoughts and feelings, and you may not get it, but they are still important and equal and valid and worthy of the identifying factor of being human. This is not like liberal bullshit propaganda. This is coming from a place of I am a person and I have never met someone, even if I don't understand who they are, who I have never thought that they were not human or deserving of humanity and kindness. Even people that I don't get along with, or I don't agree with, or people with religious or political or spiritual differences than myself, I have never once in my life thought that these people are not worthy of love and acceptance from myself and the people around them. Everyone is worthy of it, everyone deserves it. We can still change the world around us in whatever seemingly small or insignificant ways that we can. It's one of my favorite like Dr. Seuss quotes of being like, unless someone like you cares a whole lot, nothing will change. It's not. And it's true, you know? Like, you may be just some guy, but you may be one part of the greater picture in the end product, okay? But that is the end of my little art history talk. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Congratulations, Skull, on the free gifted sub. Well, free for you, not for them, but thank you, anonymous gifter. Congratulations, Skull. I hope you guys enjoyed. That is something that was really interesting for me to study And there's a lot of really great academic work that looks into this, done by both people of color and people not of color. And I think that it's important that even though myself and other people who have studied this may be white or white passing or any flavor of European, are the opinions and the research and studying that goes into it is not invalidated by that. But there is going to be a perspective of it that is different than people who actually are experiencing like racism or are victims of offensive stereotypes. So all that to say is that like people who it doesn't impact are still allowed to have like an academic voice and an opinion about it, but that does not discredit or devalue the importance of also looking into sources that are made by people who these things actually impact. You're not going to want to listen to something that is, you're not going to want to listen to like a lecture about queerness from someone who's not queer. You're not going to want to read something about the experience of being black from someone who is not black. You know what I mean? But if anyone has any questions about medieval manuscripts or proto-racism or anything, feel free. This is your time to ask. This is what I'm here for. I'm going to put the music back on. And we're gonna vibe now. But I hope you guys enjoyed. This is a really interesting topic to me, and I really like talking about it. And I really like that I'm able to share art history with you guys and also make it like apply it to modern world and modern day. These streams make me have to work on my schoolwork, and I appreciate these. Yay, I'm glad. My ears were so open this stream. Yay! Wait, let me scroll up. I missed something. Did people portray the devil as a red man start because people were coming from Europe and comparing the natives to demons, or something else entirely? So, we talked about, I listed here that they depicted them as like blue or black or gray or whatever. Red is one of those too. It's any unnatural darker skin tone would be used to represent the devil. They did not see the Native Americans back then as being like, oh, red skin. Like that's something that's more recent now. Racism in the medieval Europe was not based on your skin tone. It was based on whether you were a Christian or not, which is why people kind of lump it in with this concept of proto-racism, because it's not racism how we think about it. It's more of like, I'm gonna be a dick to you because you're not a Christian, but it's easier just to kind of, because it starts on that pathway. It's stuff that was all the basis of what is modern day racism. What else? The notion of putting the Christian identity first, like with the eunuch in that one piece, is still so prevalent and has wider spread usage outside of the context of racialized folks in the church. I believe that, yeah, your concept of a Christian suddenly makes it forgivable that you're XYZ whatever thing, What the fuck? Who messaged me? Lived experience is fundamental to understanding and talking about everything. This was so good, OMG. It can give a great historical look on everything, even if you are supportive nowadays or not, which you should be. Everyone should be supportive of everyone. I agree. I remembered just now that I had some other drawings of some other manuscripts that featured people of color. So here's one of, I think he is a Muslim getting baptized, and they depict him as dark-skinned just because of the fact that he's a Muslim, meaning that he's not Christian. But they're making him Christian, so I wonder if, like, the follow-up page is he just magically turned white. I'd be interested in what the thought process is there. And then here's another one of a white and black man wrestling. I don't know the context, I wasn't able to read it, but this one is from Italy. In the 12th century. Do they say? As Deborah Strickland and others have shown, the Ethiopians' distant origins and perceived extremes of color, shape, and habits facilitated its association with multiple moral deficiencies, from lethargy and cowardice to barbarity, violence, and sinfulness. Okay. Essentially what that just says is if you're dark-skinned, this concept of the Ethiopian is they are like lazy and insert a billion different sinful traits here, and if you have these sinful traits, they're like, we're gonna draw you with black skin because that's sinful. I was told that in relation to being queer in the church verbatim. Yeah, you do see. I think that that's actually a really good point. Is that like you'll see in the religious sense where it's like, oh, you're gay, but you're a Christian, so like you're fine. I'm not gonna accept you because you're Christian. These streams are so fun for me because I love getting to know the other side of art history that is not just literature. I have my popcorn, I'm taking notes. Well, I'm glad you guys enjoyed. Also, I think I saw Millie briefly. Hi, Millie. You did come at the end. In history, if a white man showed these traits, would they be drawn with darker skin? Probably. If they were a non-Christian and they had these undesirable traits, then they would probably be drawn with dark skin. Yeah. It doesn't matter that they're white. It's just a way to show. So it's obviously from the contemporary like standpoint. Contemporary means right now, by the way. I don't use the word modern because in art history, modern refers to the period of art before contemporary art. So modern art, when you're talking about art that's now, that's contemporary art. Stuff that was done, I think, before the 20th century, I think, is modern. I assume that happens in the context of race as well. I don't have that experience or knowledge because I'm white. Yeah, yeah. I mean, you will get a lot of stuff of the privilege of being white passing, even though you are not a white person. I know that it's really interesting too because as somebody who is Cuban, if I tell people that I'm Cuban in America, they're like, "Oh, so you're not white." But in Cuba, because my skin tone is lighter, they would say that I am white. They would say that I am a white Cuban. So I very much struggle with the perspective of like not really considering myself a person of color, but also not considering it. I don't know if any of that makes sense. And I'm always like cognizant of the fact that that sounds weird, and I'm worried about it from the perspective of I don't want it seem like I'm one of those white people that's like, I'm 1/16 Native American, even though I didn't grow up with that, therefore I can say a slur. Like, it's just this is something that kind of happens with people who are the children of immigrants who have been forcefully assimilated into like American or wherever they've immigrated to culture and have lost touch with their own culture. You will sometimes see this with people who are adopted by a family that is not the race they were born as. So when you hear the phrase transracial, it's actually referring to people who identify with the race that their adopted family adopted them as. I had a friend in university who she was Asian and she was adopted in China, but her parents are white and she identifies as being white because that's all she's ever been raised with. And she had no interest in getting in touch or hearing about her roots or learning Chinese or anything, that she identified as being white. And so when people were asking her her opinion on the like stop Asian hate thing, she'd be like, I don't have an opinion because I consider myself white. Which is like, you can kind of like even though you don't think that you experience racism because in your head you're white, like you still do. Like she is still like physically Asian, so people are still gonna like discriminate against her. But it's very interesting. Um, the concept of race and ethnicity and culture and nationality are all like these all get mixed together into one thing. And I took an anthropology class where my teacher clearly defined each one of them and separated them, and it really made you like think because Hispanic's not a race. Neither is being Latin. That's not a race. It's like an ethnicity or a nationality in some cases or a culture. Being Hispanic is a culture thing. It is referring to people who are Spanish speaking cultures. It is not just like it's not like a racial identifier, but sometimes you will see on legal papers being like, your race? Hispanic? Latin? Also, I fucking hate the word Latino. We already have a word, or Latinx. Latinx makes no fucking sense. No one wants to say the fucking Ekis. Shut the fuck up. It's Latin. It's Latin. Latine. It already exists. The E is there to make it, like, non-gendered. That's what that's for. Don't put the fucking X in there. This is more related to so-called Canadian history and present, but if you aren't familiar with the work of Kent Monkman, I'd recommend looking into his work and how it addresses queerness and indigenous identity in the context of contemporary and historical nuance. Interesting. Too white to be a POC, too colored to be Caucasian. I get you so much. Yeah. It's really interesting because like for my personal experience is I will be with friends who are POC and they'll be like, yeah, dude, you're POC. I can tell you don't fucking, you're not like a little white person, like you, the mannerisms and stuff. But then I'll be with people who are white and they're like, are you? And I'll be like, my parent doesn't identify as any kind of being a person of color because they're from Cuba. They didn't have that. It's very interesting. Also, if you don't know the difference between each of them, race is something that is the physical descriptors that make you look like a certain way. So like white skinned being white people, those are race. So like white, Asian, whatever. Um, your nationality is the place where you were born, American, Mexican, etc. And then your ethnicity is the in reference to the culture that you're raised with. So that can be a specific place. So like Cuban or your ethnicity as like a Danish person or whatever. That's your ethnicity. And then your culture is just the things that you practice that are in line with either a racial or ethnic group stuff. Does that Yeah, that's so true too. Once you start kind of, if you're interested in this concept that I'm talking about, by the way, this is all stuff that's studied in anthropology. Um, and it's really fascinating because the more you look into it, the more it starts falling apart. That's like I'd see a lot of people being like, well, this person's Mexican, therefore they're not white. And I'm like, you don't know that. Mexican doth not make you white. That's like saying you're American, so you have to be white. Like, what? Unless you're like a native Mexican individual, I don't know. Like Mexican is not it is your nationality. You can be born in Mexico and therefore you're Mexican by nationality, but also, especially coming from people of Hispanic descent, it's really interesting listening to them talk about it because, for example, I was with this group of people and they were like Mexican older women, and most of my friends are either like unfortunately white or mixed in usually other ways. I don't have a lot of other Hispanic friends, or if I do, is like I have like a Puerto Rican friend, like other islanders. Um, and when I was with these ladies, like two of them were meeting each other for the first time, and they're like, "Oh my god, like you're like Mexican." And she was like, "Oh my god, yeah, I am." And they were like, "Are you like Black Mexican?" And she was like, "Yeah, such and such and such." And it's was the realization that like, oh, people from Mexico sometimes have darker skin because of the fact that they have roots that are from other countries. I don't know. It was just like the more you look at the concept of what the white person thinks is like race, or like what you've been grown up to about like what race and culture and ethnicity all that is, the more it starts falling apart because it's based on stupid bullshit. Because like so often you'll hear stuff like black people, they're never blonde naturally, or they never have red hair naturally or blue eyes naturally unless they're like born half white. Not true. There are groups in Africa that are just naturally born with those characteristics. Or even the stuff of being like insert race here is they got big noses. Untrue. You even hear that about fucking Italians. They're white. Like it all just falls apart, and then you start realizing that oops, lift up the mask. It's eugenics. Whew. But it's interesting. And again, this is not like liberal political bullshit. I do not consider myself to be particularly political. I consider myself to be someone who just cares about other people. But unfortunately, that mindset is apparently people will see that and be like, politics. No, I just care about people, man. Fuck. Everything is an issue. I love this stream very much. Thank you for this. You're welcome. Um, I never ate my dinner, guys. But I made it before stream and everything. I ate half of it before stream. It was chicken and rice and eggs, and I put a little bit of chopped onion and minced garlic in there, and I had this like seasoning that's really banger, and it smells so good and it tastes yummy, but I can't eat. But I ate some of it before stream. I think it's like a half bit go. You ate during the stream because of rocking the outfit. Thank you. Oh, sorry, I went off on a tangent though. Did anybody have any questions about any of the actual mini art history TED Talk? Because this is your chance to get them answered. And I may not always have the answers, but I can direct you to a lot of really good sources. There's actually, what are some of the leading authorities on this issue? I still have my notes. Where is this? I had questions. It's more of a vibe. Okay, what is your questions? On the Voynich manuscript. I don't think I'm familiar. An illustrated codex. Oh, it's from the Italian Renaissance. I don't think I'm familiar with this. There is some fucking weird shit in this one, huh? Already, there's an article from the New Yorker that says the unsolvable mysteries of the Voynich manuscript. Boo! 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 Fuck you. People think I'm American because voice adapted to the media I consumed growing up. When no, I'm just British. None of my ancestors are from there. I'm fully European. There are some weird drawings in this manuscript. A lot of naked people. Also, let me turn back on some of these redeems. Okay. Let me see if I can grab some of the, they mentioned it in there, but her last name is like Strickland or something like that, but she is a very knowledgeable source and writes about a lot of like proto-racism and medieval manuscripture race stuff. And yeah, Deborah Higgs Strickland. So Deborah Higgs Strickland. She writes a lot of stuff about this topic specifically. So does Geraldine Hank. Hi, Jude. You missed our art history talk. I'm sorry. I could summarize it for you. I had vague Christians about how the Christian fear-mongering of monstrous races and that ideology's relationships to residential schools in so-called Canada. But I also have many sources for this already, and I can understand that it's impacted that without specifically being told. Oh, definitely. Hi, guys. Hello, Banana Warlord. Oh, good, I can watch the VOD. Yay. I'm changing my title. I always have a big thing that you should do research on anything you're curious about, races, ethnicity, and anything, but it should always be reliable sources because articles can have underlying racism. True. I talked about this before, but I talked about the post-blackness movement in specifically the movie Get Out, and when I said my spiel of being like, hey, heads up, I'm white passing, you should trust people who are actual people of color's opinion and voices on this way more than my own, though I have like researched it in an appropriate manner and also peer reviewed with other my black peers who were consenting to do so and happy to do so, and they said it's good, but still those voices matter a lot more. If you look into it more, check them out. My teacher docked me because he said that I took away some of my reliability because of my disclaimer. But it's like, if I was watching this, if I was like sitting there and I was a student and I was watching an individual go up there and be like, I'm gonna talk about the post-blackness movement in the movie Get Out, and they were like as white as shit and were like, I don't have a single black person in my family, I'd be like, I don't know if you've done the appropriate research here, but I'm gonna try and keep an open mind, but I'm gonna take it with a grain of salt. But maybe that's just me. I don't know. Let me do your fear check for you real quick. Fear check. Number 125. Acrophobia, which is the fear of heights. Like the Acropolis. I know that guy. Being honest and aware of your privilege and arguably ups your credibility. Yeah, I would make the same argument, but I didn't feel like getting into it with like a late 50-year-old white man, so I just kind of let it slide. You know? But now we're just kind of hanging out. Do you guys want to see the whole dress? I can do that. My bad. I knocked some stuff over. Let me fix that real quick, actually. I knocked things over. I knocked my this hair clip. I knocked it onto my trash can. My trash can's a push trash can, so it opened the trash can and then this fell to the floor, and my cat and my dog were both like, what the fuck? Dress. It is a twirly one, but I'm not wearing anything underneath it. Okay, no, I'm wearing underwear underneath it, but I'm not wearing, like, shorts underneath it. So I'm not gonna spin that much, though I'm sure some of you would really like that. I also have... Thigh-high. So... I always have to wear socks with these just chatting streams in some way, shape, or form. Because I don't want people being weird about my feet. Because people always are. I feel like that comment was made to Salt. Why are you salt biting? The higher the socks, the better. They're so warm and soft. Yeah, that was out of pocket. Damn. I don't even know if they're still here. Sup, broski? But the only part I don't super like is this part is where, like, it stops cinching in. And it's still elastic. And it does stretch pretty far. It's itchy right there, though. Thigh highs always roll off my thighs. Garter belt. Also, these are folded, and I'm not, like, walking around in them. So it's fine. Like, they're folded over. You could also sometimes buy thigh highs with, like, this little rubbery bit inside of them, and it prevents them from falling. I thought that was a Helicard or Hawk comment. I think Helicard's gone. Hawk's still here, though. And he said he's behaving, so... I expect it from White Eyes, not from Code. None of you are free from sin, God bless. Helicard and Salt aren't even here to defend themselves. I'm also behaving. Are you? I'm also wearing my Haida earrings. Check it out. Very cool. I am sinless. Let he without sin cast the first stone, or whatever. I'm on good behavior. You are on good behavior, Mossy. I did not do anything to stream. What? Not yet! The night is still young. The night is still young. I've never done anything wrong ever in the bit and chat ever. True. Oh, you know what I could put back on? I took off my little, like, sub-goal thing because I didn't want to... I did not want to be begging for money during an important talk like that, so I took it off. But I'm gonna put it back on because now I can beg for money again. Please, I just want to play Alien so badly. We're actually 2 away from it being 50, and then only 5 more. That's 7. I've been very clear that I'm a salt biter. I don't know how this is not known. There's a fly in here. 182. I was waiting for that, White Eyes. $182 is major neurocognitive disorder. What is this? That's the fly! What the fuck? No, I missed. I don't want to... I got it. I don't know where its carcass just went, though. Okay, well, I got it. 169 for DSM-5 is other inhalant-induced disorders. That was such a soundboard-esque clap. I didn't know how else to describe it. It sounded fake. I killed it. I'm like a cat. Meow. Honestly, better that. Yesterday I called myself mommy on Salt's stream, so I'm glad that I don't get that weird here. That being said, I'm way funnier on other people's streams than I am on my streams. There's a lot of dog hair under my desk. Do you guys want to see it? You're gonna. I'm collecting it just for you guys. Gift. Yeah, okay, so keep in mind, my room was swept on Wednesday, but two cats and a dog live in here. This is just under my desk. I just swept this up. Get a golden retriever, they said. It would be fun. It is Wednesday. Last Wednesday. Can you read that? That's impressive. Yeah, that's what that says right there. How did you read that? Get a golden retriever, they said. It would be fun, they said. I've had to ban my dog from my room because of how much she sheds. I mean, I still let her. It's just like everything I own, it has like everything I own has dog hair on it. But like everyone that knows me knows that. Check it out. These are the notes. Golden retrievers are double coated, so they shed a ton. This is true and real. Peebs. I mean, it's cat hair and dog hair. Because Chunky doesn't groom himself, so when he sheds, everything comes out. The only parts of his body he grooms are his arms. And then he like goes up to a butthole and he's like, "Hello, will you please lick me and clean me because I don't know how to do it?" And then he'll do it every time. Or they'll fight. That happens a lot. Do you keep the dropped whiskers from your cats? No, I don't think I've even ever noticed. The power of my fruity little eyes. It says, if you see this, you're gay, smiley face. That's impressive. I can't even, I don't even know if like, let's see, if I make it big, can I even read it? Oh, okay, if I full screen it, I can read it. But no one else has ever like pointed it out or noticed it before. But I've never noticed any cat whiskers fall out before. And if I have, I think I've just assumed that they were dog hair and swept them up and throw them away. Look at this like ringlet right here. Boop. That's my family and also Salt like to play with my ringlets by just putting their finger like that. I have horrid eyesight without my contacts and even seeing them. I cannot see anything that says on that. I wear glasses. I just don't like... I don't wear them because I'm afraid it makes me too recognizable. Joke. I mentioned my family in that, Hawk. Also, I think someone wanted to see my rings earlier. This one is opal. You can't super see because my camera doesn't focus. This one's just like a generic sterling silver one. It's actually kind of scuffed because I wear it so often. And then this one is amber. This one is an amber flower. From Salt. For my birthday. I don't wear my glasses. Even though I really fucking need them. You should. Your eyesight will get worse without them. You're so cool. Thank you. I was just thinking about it. So opal is my favorite rock. I was just thinking about it. It's kind of crazy that I don't have any, like, opal earrings. Maybe I should add them to my throne. I'm looking. We're shopping together, chat. I need to sneeze. That's what I get for all of the dog and animal hair. Ugh. I wear glasses all through high school, and no wonder I didn't get bitches. I looked horrid, so I switched to contacts. Oof. I forgot that I added stuffed animals to my throne. Have you guys seen them lately? This isn't to, like, beg for, like, attention or, like, beg for money, but go look at them. Look at those stuffed animals and tell me they're not so cute. Gesundheit, thank you. Did you know there's a gas law named Gay Lusix law? I love that. I have a sapphire and diamond ring from Mother Waffle and a rainbow rhinestone ring. Ooh, you're, like, dripped out. I have a fidget ring that spins, but I just don't wear it very often because it's not very, very helpful for me. Though I had gotten one. Somebody told me to buy a ring light. I have a ring light. I guess I'll put it on there anyway, though. I just saw that somebody had suggested it. Sure, you can buy me a ring light, I guess. I have one. You're replacing Baby? No, never. Literally never. Baby is still over there. Is it Baby Cam? Do we want me to grab Baby? I'm not replacing Baby. I just want more. Because they're so pretty. I can get Baby. I'll get Baby for you guys. Perceive. Baby the beloved. Baby sleeps with me every night. Of course I'm not replacing Baby. Are you kidding? When I've become an adult, all that I have learned is that stuffed animals are suddenly so important. Baby. I've never found a stuffed animal that really is like that reads as snow leopard as this guy does, because they got like the paws. They also have like the fluffy tail. No one ever has the tail like really fluffy like that. Baby. Salt or Baby, which one? Huh? The one that I sleep with? Stuffed animal. Salt's in a different state. Country. They're in a different country. Can I DM you pretty earrings with my friend? Sure. My friend makes jewelry too, but it's not very good. What is this that you've sent me? This is a broken link, Jamp. It didn't work. If they were there, you would sleep with them. Got it. Canada will not become a state or a multitude of states. Salt is good to cuddle with because they are very warm. And I am very cold all of the time. Not right now. I'm very warm right now because it's warm in my fucking room. Ugh. Alligators, wide eyes. Batting my eyes at you. The goal is one day to just be so pretty that everyone fawns over and dies and I bat my eyes. That's the goal. You are? Not yet. Where do even... I'm gonna look on Etsy. Opal earrings. I mean, these are pretty, but they're not what I'm looking for. Wait, are those ones like flowers? Oh, I really like these. Oh. Wait. Oh my god, there's so many good ones, actually. Hang on, what do you guys think of these ones? What do you guys think of this one? Make sure to buy kidney stones on Etsy. No! What do you guys think of these? Could I rock them? I like the sun or like the star or whatever. I really like that one. But I don't know if I should get those or if I should just get more plain ones? Question mark? Should I put them on my throne? Because they have ones that are just like the gem. And I'm looking. I don't know if I want one that's just the gem or just those ones. Oh, these ones are kind of cool. Oh, they're silver. I feel like it'd fall out. Do it? Okay. These ones are like little flowers. I'm gonna throw up. In a good way. What do they look like? They're so cute. Okay, I'm putting 2 on my throne. Add gift. Product link. Product. It's loading. What? Why didn't that work? Why didn't that work? Huh? I want to look on Etsy for things. Well, because, like, it's very easy for me to just go on Amazon and, like, burp, 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 and then it, like, gives me whatever BS is there. But, like, I want to support actual people instead. Amazon bad. Yeah, exactly. Oh, I like the rose gold ones. Rose gold, my best friend. How do I share this? They're so pretty. There's not like a share button? That's crazy. What if I refresh? Is this gonna be normal? Nope. Okay, let me try anyway. Cancel. Product link. This. Next. Can I send you a link to some earrings you might like? Sure. Why is adding things on throne the worst thing on the planet? No, these are $34.40 right now, actually. Whoa. Oh, but they're normally $43. Okay, I'll put it as 43 because it might change. Question mark. And then is the shipping free? Please and thank you. Hypothetically, if I check it out, how much is this? Continue as a guest. Fuck you, Etsy. How much is it to ship to me? Will it tell me? No, it wants me to actually buy it. It's not going to tell me. Guys, how much does stuff cost to ship on Etsy? Oh, wait. Yes, it does. Oh, it's free. Okay, never mind. Yippee. Shipping is free. Add to wish list. Oh, rose gold. Add to wish list. Okay, I've added one thing. And then these ones, please, thank you. I want to be pretty. Okay. Required. There's nothing. Default. I have added things to my wish list. Perceive these earrings. Save. Perceive! I have added things. I'm gonna delete the fidget ring. I don't need that. And now, in order of importance. Oh, I don't know. Sure. I'm shuffling things around. I would put these... I'm ordering them. And then this one, and then this one, and then the alien stuff. And there you go, I fixed it. Perceive my throne. Look at my pretty little earrings. I want them. I'm being so brave. I took an English USC today. I'm way too tired to do my homework. Oh, I'm sorry. Take a little nap. See if that helps. Go get Bite Fun Things. Real. Or alternatively, check if you can sub for free with Prime. Click the subscription button, and if there's a little thing that says free with Prime, you can click that and subscribe, meaning that you won't get any more of those pesky little ads on my video. You also get to support me directly, because a proceed of that money goes to me. And then also you get a channel point modifier, so you can earn more channel points faster. So you can redeem fun stuff like when we do Olathons, when we have the DSM-5 assignments, or the fear checks, or even you could rig little channel votes. All of that is available with channel points, and you can get a channel point modifier that makes you even faster get them. And also cute emotes. If you're like, whoa, that emote's really cute, how come I don't have access to that Bite-Bitten emote? You can get such really cool emotes. Like, I actually don't know which ones are sub only, but look at, I'm just gonna send all of them. You could get access to all of these emotes. Let me really quickly just send every single one of them. I accidentally sent Pride twice. There you go! You could have access to all of these for different sub-tiers. That could be you. You want them so badly. 153 for the DSM-5 assignment. Your mental illness is cannabis withdrawal. Congratulations. But also, if you are already subscribed, consider gifting a sub to somebody who doesn't have one, so then they can get all of the benefits. And also for 55 subs, I will be playing Alien Isolation on stream, which is the Alien video game. And I want to play it so badly, and I'll play it in general, with or without you guys, but this will let you actually play it on stream. Zeratol, thank you for gifting a sub to Hope. Congratulations, Hope. It doesn't fix the fact that you are low energy to do your homework, but now you get to see my stuff without being bothered by ads. Thank you so much, Zeratol. I appreciate it. Congratulations. We are now 49 of 55. Yippee! That's 6 away from the sub goal, and then I will play Alien Isolation on stream. So if you're ever like, whoa, Bite talks a lot about Alien. Oh, you have the little gifter badge. Bite talks a lot about Alien. I want him to talk more about Alien and experience joy and happiness and love and light for the Alien franchise. Then that's how. Because I'd be playing that game. And how long is the gameplay even? But how are you doing, Zeratol? What's up? How's it going? How's it hanging? Alien Isolation game length. It's 18 and a half hours. You guys. You could get me being weird about the Alien franchise for 18 and a half hours for 6 more subs, and that could be you. That could be us. Chilling at work. Now I actually have to do it. Oh, Godspeed. Have a good day at work. I'm picking you up. Sorry, I'm gossiping with Salt about you guys. Oh, those are very pretty onyx Swarovski crystals. Damn, dude. For $33? Okay. Somebody's lying. Also, I don't really while I'm begging for money and promoting myself, I have opened up my commissions, and if you're interested in that, you can go check out my Ko-fi link. I have all my different commissions there. I do PNG tubers. I also do my little guy drawings. Here, look. Here, I will literally... Yeah, it's right there. I'm also sending it for you now. But I do my little guy drawings for only $10, and you can get a PNG tuber from me for $35 or more. I'm actually doing one for Sen. Would you say Kopi's using PayPal? Yeah. If you're comfortable, I can send you the earrings. What? I'm not buying anything, Jasper. I don't have the money. Why did I just, like, person name you? That's weird. I don't have money, Jamp. I need to pay off my credit card right now. I'm not spending money on anything. I like Ko-fi because it's like you don't have to have like a here is all of my references. You can just be like, hey, check this out. And then it goes to your PayPal to you directly. I can gift if comfy. I mean, I'm not against it. You already have my address, I think. As being silly. Welcome back. But I like Ko-fi because of how it's all just like in one spot like that. And then also when they commission you, they can send you all of the references right then and there. Instead of it having to be like a big conversation. It's more streamlined, essentially. So like, for example, Send commissioned me on here, and the money is immediately in my PayPal account, and also all of the information that I needed, like references and stuff. Jesus fucking Christ, die. All of the stuff like references or anything at all that he needed was all sent in the message when he paid me. So it's just one big message that says everything that he needs. And then you can also put add-ons and stuff. But also, it's like, if somebody wants something that's, like, really detailed, then they have to, like, pay extra. Like, I'll have to, like, charge them more. But I have a full color half/full bodies on there. I do PNG tubers and also my little dudes. You could throw money at me, yeah. Hello, friends. Hi, Percy. I was just begging for money. You know how it is. Oh, my earphone just died. Cute. Percy, you're cool. One day Salt Bite may happen and we just won't believe them /silly. Based on what? What is this coming from? If one day we were like, we're dating, you guys would totally just be like, yeah, 100%. Like, you would believe in second. Yeah, like, there's no way that you guys would be like, no, you're lying. I could never even do it for an April Fool's prank because I think it would just make it worse. White Eyes would die? White Eyes would die. You guys are dating, actually. See? If we deny it, that's because we're gay and in love. If we confirm it, it's because we're gay and in love. I'd just be like, April Fools. Yeah, but that's White Eyes. Ah. This is, from, like, an art... It was from a, like, stationery store in Canada. And it's pretty pretty. And it's very, like, sturdy. I've recently started to get into more, like, accessories and stuff, so... This one's my favorite. I have a green one that Salt gave me because they were throwing it away. But my hair's not long enough for it. Like, I have to put my hair in a ponytail and then put it in, which defeats the purpose of them. So it is just, like, a fashion thing. But I've been wearing these. I've been wearing, like, scrunchies. I don't know if you guys can even see it. It has a, It has strawberries on it, actually. White eyes can't be fixed. White eyes is the fixer. You've made me worse. Maybe don't. I don't have an interest in being around people that make me worse. I'm the best, actually. Always and forever. Hope that helps. Ugh, these dresses are so cute, and like the rest of it's really comfy. The only part that's not comfy is like the seam right here, because you know. Consider ghost face? What? What do you mean by that? I can consider Xenomorph, who is right here. I don't know if you guys have actually seen this one. I don't know if I've shown him off. It's so stupid looking. It has a zipper mouth, so then you unzip it. Meh. And it's a little tiny one. It's so stupid looking. The little, like, clawsies. It's so silly. It came, like, vacuum sealed, so it was, like, this, like this thin, and I was like, what the fuck did they do to you? And then I opened it, and it was like, whoop. Church of Lesbian Disaster Salt Bite. What? Let me pull up our call logs and you flirting with my mother? Huh? I can imagine White Eyes being one of those people that go door to door trying to convert people to Salt Bite. Is that what happened to you, Serena? Did White Eyes show you their, like, red string conspiracy board? Because I want to see it so badly. I want to know what makes White Eyes so convinced that we're dating. Onyx is trying to date my mom. What the fuck? It's really funny because a couple days ago in my, like, friend Discord server, one of the VCs was, Wenzel was talking about his mom and how, like, his friends find his mom attractive. And we, like, changed the title of the channel, like, Wenzel's MILF Mom or something like that. So it's funny. It's just funny. It's funny, timing. See? Perpetrator of the crime. Momsel beloved. You guys will never get more than just mitten crumbs. Because Mitten has like an important Mitten has like an important real person job, so you won't ever like see Mitten's face. Mitten's actually more of the reason why I'm faceless more than myself. But you'll only ever get crumbs of Mitten. Why doesn't actually my roommate? She just showed up one day forcing me to make a Twitch account and be a Salt Bite advocate. Ugh. I was gonna say, does White Eyes really talk about our content that often? And then I thought about it, and I don't think White Eyes has missed a stream. Hi, Raven. Hang on, I just noticed something. I'm trying to see if I can fix it. Oh, shit, I can. Whoa, I didn't know I could do that. I just noticed that the, like, proportions on this were weird looking. I can just edit this whenever I want. I was today years old when I found out. Because I was like, why is the 3 in Raven's name cut off? I'm just typing up Greek myths and I just hear Wenzel in my head turned like a microwave plate. All the way around? I hope not. I haven't missed a stream of either of you in a while, which is concerning because you start stream at 3 a.m. for me and Salt does at 11 p.m. to 6 a.m. Well, at least theirs are more normal time. Guess who forgot to install a certain game? You. I also don't know if saved files are saved to Steam or not, so we might have to think about that. Or I wonder if maybe there's a way that I could send you your files from my computer. The fear of the ancient evil. Is Wenzel an ancient evil? I don't think so. I need to stretch. I covered my mouth even though you guys can't see it. What was the point of that? I'm just that nicely mannered. I'm just good manners. I have good manners. That's what it is. I don't mind starting over. It'll go faster this time. Will it? We'll have to, like, speed run. Which, actually, I'd probably be able to help you do properly. So polite. I am polite. Thank you. That being said, I am thirsty. Hang on. Baby's in charge. Just kidding. He can't stay there. Oh my god, this song is so me for real. I could be a prima donna. I am just now thinking about those earrings. It dies forever and ever. I want them. What are you guys doing later this week, though? I love that you said that as the song was talking about wanting someone to buy her a ring. Buy me another ring, chat. Just kidding, I don't have any on my throne. I guess someone still could do it for me, though, but... I open a P.O. box and it's just people sending me rings in the mail. No, because I think that if I accepted a ring in the mail, that might mean that I have to get married to them. Like, I think that's an exception of a proposal, and I don't particularly want to get engaged to a chatter. Legit was looking for it on Throne. No, I had a fidget ring that I took off of there. I don't have one. I only have earrings on there. Break off the engagement and keep the gift easy. Oh my god. I have to disappear, but thank you for pretty. Have fun setting up for stream. We are gonna raid them in a second if they actually get the game working. We're gonna find out. I mean art history. Did you learn anything? I joke. I'm just waiting for my 8 items to order from Shein. Why would you do that to yourself? Going to concerts because I might have packed my schedule. I remember you saying I might have a stream planned tomorrow or Friday and I've got notes to take and also crocheting. Ooh. Yeah, but ethically, Shein bad. Morally, ethically. It's also fast fashion. Fast fashion, my hated. I only have 3 days free next week and then I'm not gonna talk. Ugh. I'm trying to get myself to finish all my school projects before EOC testing and then get myself to start planning for my senior project. Ooh. I want to get into streaming, but I'm also fast passing a year of high school and a year of college, so I have no time. Yeah. I had to stop streaming when I first started college because of how busy I was, and also college Wi-Fi is bad. If any of you guys are like Oshi fans, you know that like she had to like cut down on stream time because of like how busy college is for her. It's so real. I was also working a job. Hi, Stars on Moon. College go burr. College go burr, but college fun. I'm excited to go back to school. I was talking about this on Oh, she fights with her college Wi-Fi. I am aware. um I tried to stream once on my college Wi-Fi and it was just my bitrate was just crashing. This was like a really long time ago. This was years ago. But I'm excited. Oh, okay. I forgot. I talked about it on Salt Stream yesterday, but I finally have figured out which degree I'm going to apply to, and I'm not going to say it specifically because I don't want to dox myself. But I have found a degree in school psychology that I am really invested in and interested in, and I'm excited because I emailed their department and they said that admissions have already closed from fall 2024, but that they are going to put me on the wait list for fall 2025. And I was like, what are the prerequisites? And they were like, there are none. Which is crazy, first of all, because I was like, I feel like I should know a little bit of psychology before I go into a major that's a degree, like a master's degree in psychology. So I'm gonna take some psychology classes during the summer for fun that are not technically part of my degree, but I feel like that's like the smart thing to do. Like I understand that there's no prerequisites or anything like that, but like I still feel like I should have something, because I've only taken one psych class and it was Psych 101. I think one, it's me just wanting to take a psych class and wanting an excuse to take a psych class, and then two, it's the fact that I think that I actually should take one because I'm worried about my level of expertise being lower than everyone else's, because I imagine probably people who are going to get their major in the same thing are probably people who have already been like they probably already have a major in psychology, and then now that they're getting their masters, they're building on that foundation. I don't have that foundation. I know a lot about psychology just because it's like an interest of mine, and I took a Psych 101 class, and I've been in psychiatric and medical stuff like my whole life. Like that's why I do know a lot about it. But I've only actually taken one psych class. So it's kind of like imposter syndrome a little bit. Except that I think I would be fine, but I just because I am smart, objectively speaking. This isn't me being like an asshole. I am a smart person, and I think that I will be able to be like on par with my peers, but I do have the concern that they might be going into it at a slightly higher level than I am as someone who has an art history degree. So I'm gonna look into getting some psych classes during the summer. We'll see how it goes. I am so excited to finish college and actually be paid to be abnormal about books. Sometimes her professors, sadly, I only know this because of Oshi stuff. Whoa. I saw the DSM-5 book on my therapist's desk yesterday, fun fact. I mean, it's the diagnosis. Yeah, like, that makes sense. You're supposed to know it if you are a psychiatrist or, like, working in, like, the mental health field. You're supposed to know the DSM-5. Photography is so neat. I miss my photography course, but the reason I dropped out was my classmates being assholes. Bite the therapist, white eyes, better watch out. What? Oh, it's bite the therapist, wide eyes, comma, better watch out. Or is it, do you think I'm gonna be a therapist? Because I'm gonna be a school psychologist, which is they're the people who are like their counselors. So they can, like, students can come in for free and get psychiatric and psychological testing even if they can't pay for it. So like the school pays for it, so it's free. And then I would be able to give students diagnoses and tests and accommodations to help them better succeed. And I really, the field that interests me the most is of high school. I really want to help with high schoolers, though I think that I'm skipping this song. I think we also just had another one, so we're skipping that. I think that I mean, all of pre-K through 12 is really underserved. Um, but I think that the high school periods are so formative that, like, there should be school psychologists more accessible. I think my goal is to maybe be like a district school psychologist so I could go to different schools when I'm needed and help kids out because I want to be able to help as many people as possible. And I think that obviously I could do that if I was like a normal psychologist. But this is specifically like a group of people that I know that I want to work with. And I want to be able to do something more direct than just be like, your kid's got ADHD. That's it. But like if I'm in the school system, then I would be able to help students who need these services immediately and be like, okay, let's find a way for you to learn that helps you learn because I have like a passion for education already. So it kind of ties in those two interests of mine, which is like education and also like helping young adults and teenagers a lot. I mean, I want to help everybody, but like specifically, I think that young adults and teenagers are really underserved. Um, so I wanna make sure that I'm doing something that helps these groups of people. I know like a lot of you guys are like young adults, college students, or like high schoolers, and like, would you not have benefited if your school had a psychologist or like a therapist or something? Like, there's so many people who will be like, I can't afford to get mental health treatment. Alternatively, my parents don't believe in it. But if you're able to go to a school psychologist, that means that you are getting these services for free because the school is paying for it, and you can get accommodations right then and there. Like, it's something that I am able to immediately take action and help with, and that's what I want to do. Raise a 10 not being able to afford. Yeah, exactly. There's so many people in like my high school growing up. I went to like public school, and if you're not familiar with public schools, those are schools that are paid for by the districts and the government. So like when there's tax and stuff like that, that money, taxpayer money, goes towards schools. So these schools are free education, but they are overpopulated and usually underserved in some way, shape, or form. And a lot of the school districts will not allocate their money and resources properly. So you'll have a lot of underrepresented communities have not great accommodations in terms of everything, in terms of just stuff for like ADA, which is the American Disability Act. So they'll have bad stuff for disability, or they'll just have bad resources for the school in general across all boards. So like supplies not being great, teachers not being paid very well, the environment not being safe. I worked in an underserved school district for a little while, and it was mainly children who were Hispanic and had parents who were immigrants from Mexico specifically, either documented or undocumented. But these were usually people who would be working like multiple jobs, spoke little to no English. Like their kids were essentially the only American bit of some of these people's lives. And their students would be going to these schools where either teachers wouldn't care, or even if they cared, there was nothing that they could do. So I just want to be able to get into all these different kinds of schools and do my part to help support kids, either for mental health stuff or anything that they really need, you know? And I really am a big fan of and a big advocate of people who have whatever disorder or thing that they're treating have like being also of that. So sometimes you'll see like an autistic ADHD therapist who has autism and or ADHD, who specifically that's like their thing, is they are treating people because they also have that. And I'm a big advocate of that. I think that's a great idea. Leaf, you just commissioned me. I just saw. Leaf. Aw, thank you. Hits a little jig. Oh, my therapist just sent me homework. It's like she was listening to me. She's not. Um, but anyway, I want to be able to take direct action, and that's what I would be doing by having a job like that, which is what I want to do. So it's perfect. And I'm really excited for that degree. It's going to take about 3 years. So for the next 3 years, assuming that I'm still streaming and it's actually worth it, it might be the only way I make money for a bit. But that's like for the next 2 to 3 years, I'm going to be like a full-time student. Well, starting next year in fall. So we still have a year together of me working at my job that I am not enjoying as much as I used to. I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, so I had way too much anxiety talking to teachers, even my parents. Bad times for me, I guess, but that's fair, especially if you're not someone who's ever had like an authority figure or adult be safe to speak to. Like, it's really important to me to be able to be that for some people. The ultimate twist, White Eyes is Bites therapist. White Eyes is white. First of all, so jot that one down. I love this song. I'm actively going to suggest things to your throne I think you'd enjoy. Okay. Having a safe adult's so important. My mom is practically my sister, mostly because she's only 19 years older than me, and she knows every dirty secret I have because I'm an only child. Well, I'm glad that you have that relationship with your parent. My parent and I are also really close. But it took a long time to get there. I thought for a while that I wanted to be just a teacher. But the more I thought about the fact that I would be so limited in my way to help kids, especially because as a teacher, especially if you're in the public school system, your classes are so big. Like you're just not able to. Is that the one I gifted? How you like it? You either got me this one or the Daisy one. I don't remember, but they're both good and I love them. If this is the one that you did gifted, then yes, it's this one. But if it was the Daisy one, I did the other one. I know Abraxas got me one and you got me the other one. But I wanted to do something more because even though I like educating and I like who got money / a gift this time? Zeratul gifted a sub. But I don't know. And for a while, my parent was like, "Why don't you be like an adolescent or child therapist?" And I was like, "Because I feel my fear is that I wouldn't be able to help, you know, because sometimes you'll get kids where it's like their family's the problem and there's nothing you can do because it's not like something that necessitates mandated reportership." And I think that being a school psychologist, while I will still be only accessing like a small group of people, and that's the people that are actually comfortable to speak to me, it's still I'll be able to do more for them that way than just by therapy. Because some therapy problems are not stuff that can be solved with just one person. But at least education, that is like I can take direct intervention. But if I'm just a normal therapist and a kid's like my parent is mean to me, I can't go and like beat the shit out of their parent. Not that I would anyway, but you know what I mean? I'm also generally getting anxiety rings for that. Anxiety rings. Oh, like the fidget ones? They're good. I used to kind of resent her for being a single parent. She did the best she man. I'm still fucked up, but 98% of it isn't her fault. I'm Bite's therapist. Serena, are you white? Zeratol. We love Zeratol and their contributions to the community. Give us our prettiest version of Bite yet. True. Salt Cypher, you also looked very well last time you were on screen. Your face cam, you have great eyes. Oh my god, their eyes are so... You're Hispanic! Win. You and me both were shaking hands. If you feel comfortable sharing, what country is your family from? You don't have to share if it's too personal. I am Cuban American. Maybe the real Bites therapist are the friends you meet along the way. Man, my new therapist, holy shit. So, I'm Asian. Good, we have someone that's not white. Yeah! You guys are not white. You're redeemable. Zeratul! Thank you for the $10, Zeratul. I'm shaking and crying. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. My brother's from Portugal. My dad is a slut. Gift. Yeah, thank you. Buy nice outfit. Thank you. I appreciate it. It's very... Should I do a little spin? Do you guys... Should I do another one? We will do another one. Oh, my cat's doing a big stretchy. Ah! Oh my god, I was sitting like that for so long and my thigh hurts. Oh my god. Ugh. Ouchies. Ugh. Sorry, ow. Might be shrimping literally. I was typing. Ow. That was like my thigh. Here is. And I could wear it off the shoulder if I wanted to. It's up here. It feels indecent. And then a little spin. Ta-da. And then I have little bows. Little bow. Oh my god. That hurt. What the hell? Ow! I was just at a weird angle for so long. It hurts. Ugh. That is like how that is literally how I sprained my knee, but now it's just my like upper thigh. Like this is my hip right here. This is my hip. This is like where my underwear starts right here. It's like right here. It's ouchies. I'm half Puerto Rican and a quarter Guatemalan. The rest is Italian, but I'm very white passing. Yeah. I mean, Puerto Rico is also a colony, so. And people say it's not. It's owned by America, but not enough for it to be considered American. It is a fucking colony, and it should not be a colony. Peace and love. I love the fit. I generally can't pull off a dress. Send help, I want gender. Everyone can pull off a dress. If you're wearing it, then you're pulling it off. Beauty's in the eye of the beholder. I'm a grown... Work it, bitch. Yes, I'm a grown man with a beard. Why did I say that? You can do whatever you want. The yassification of Helicard? True. I'm sadly white. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being white. There's a lot of rich culture and history, even with white history. You shouldn't be ashamed of your roots. You can, have that kind of acknowledgement that you may or may not have taken part in colonialism ancestrally, but you can still be proud of your heritage without that. Ugh, my spine. I didn't trust my cat. Everything is good. Salt's live? Oh, hello. Did you hear that? That was my cat. Hi. What are you doing? What are you screaming about? What's up? He did the world's most pathetic little meow. Meow. What's up? I love seeing very white people go, I'm 2% Native American. You were very conceived in a Jeep that does not make you part Cherokee. Oh my god. There are things I want to suggest on Throne, but I can't because they're from Etsy. You should be able to suggest them still. I think that it's like a link. You'll have to like add a link. 223 for DSM-5. It caps at 219. Do you want 219 or do you want a different, I don't allow it? Let me check. I'm pretty sure I do. What was that? Oh, it's a raid! I was like, what the fuck is that? Thank you so much for the raid, Xander. Welcome in, raiders. How you doing? How's it hanging? What's up? How was your stream? What were you up to? Thank you, Gel, for the follow. I appreciate it. Oh, Angel, sorry, I'm silly. But hello for anyone who's new here. Hi, my name is Bite. I'm a variety streamer, but I primarily do Dead by Daylight, Minecraft, and just chatting. Earlier we were doing a little art history talk, and I was teaching chat about some art history stuff because I'm an art history major. But right now we're just kind of hanging out. We were just about to we were gonna raid in just a second. But we'll hang out for a little bit longer. But if you're not already following, consider following. It's free and you can always unfollow later if you want to. Why the fuck would you want to? I'm super cool and I'm really pretty. And also, this is Baby. And you don't want to let Baby down, do you? Right? I'm just silly goofy. But I'm live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 6 p.m. PST, 9 p.m. EST. This Friday we're doing Minecraft lore. So if you're a little Minecraft lore enthusiast, I'm role-playing some... Oh my god, speaking of babies, my cat is bothering me. Hi, bud. Let me see if I can get him to... There he is. Speaking of babies. What is your problem? What's up? What? That's Chunky. That's my cat Chunky. If you follow me, I think I have a... Yeah, I have a little emote of him. No, don't rub on my feet! But if you like Minecraft lore, I'm streaming Minecraft lore on Friday. I'm on Siege SMP. And also Mur SMP. I roleplay. I also kill people in Dead by Daylight. And I talk about art history or anything that I feel like. And sometimes I bully chat, but they bully me just as well. So follow if you're not already following. I'm super cool. Thank you, Wicked and King Chip for the follow. I appreciate it. Welcome on in. I hope it's terminal. Huh? What the fuck are you talking about? We get lore soon, yippee. You do get lore soon. Percy and Bit are meeting each other on Friday, which is my CJSMP character name is Bit. They're a cat person. They're having an anxiety disorder. And also a vampire hunter. You get it all on Minecraft roleplay servers, you really do. My cat is bothering the shit out of me. Hello, you're so cute, but I don't want you to touch me! He, like, rubs against my legs and my feet, and I know that's, like, cute and good and all. However, it makes me experience sensations that I do not like. It makes me feel like I'm dying. Stop! So, I know it's super cute, and he's really cute, but I have to, like, lift my fucking legs up because I don't want him rubbing against me. You're so cute and so pretty, and I love you so much, and you're such a good cat, except for when you pee on my bed and try to have gay sex with the other cat on the floor. However, I don't want you touching my legs! But also, if you haven't figured it out already, I am a streamer with an audience that is intended to be young adult. If you are not in that, but you still like my content, that's fine, as long as you know that you're gonna hear me make a sex joke. It's gonna happen. Sorry, don't tell me your age. Sorry. 3 days until I can change my username and no longer share a name with a guy who's the absolute fucking worst. I mean, you're different people. I think it's fine. As long as you're good and mature, pog times. Yep. Let me see. Okay. Here's our stream schedule for this coming week, guys. Ready? Today was our art history talk stream. If you missed it, watch the VOD. It was a good one. Friday we're doing CJSMP lore, so I'll be in character, and then we could probably hang out afterwards too. I'm going to be streaming that in character with Gigi Abraxas. And then on Saturday, we are doing our viewer SMP versus seasonings SMP capture the flag game at 12 p.m. PST, 3 p.m. EST. What this is, it is a capture the flag competition between myself and Salt Cypher and our viewer Minecraft servers teams, and we're gonna duke it out. I'm gonna win, maybe. I hope that's the goal. I want to win. They might be better at PvP than me, but I'm cuter, so I want to win. I'll be at the Star Wars Orchestra. Fuck. It's okay. We'll rig it for you? Yeah! Have you seen his bite cosplay for Mur? Yeah! They revealed it to me on stream and I didn't know and I, like, died. They were like, hey, check out my stream real quick. And I was like, And then I died. I got so excited that I showed Mitten. Don't let this affect your lover relationship. Okay, Wide Eyes, I'll keep that in mind. Should I play the stream at the Star Wars Orchestra? No! Just wait and watch the VOD, silly! But speaking of Salt Cypher, the guy, the myth, the legend, I know that, the Raiders that you guys just popped in, but I did promise I was going to be on their stream, and they are currently playing Subnautica, which I love and adore so much, and they are my best friend. So we are going to be rating them so I can hold their hand through their playthrough. Here, copy and paste my raid message or use my raid emote when you get to the other side. We're rating Salt Cypher. They use they, them pronouns. They are my best friend, and also Wide Eyes thinks we're in love. If you're not already following, be sure to follow. It's free, and you can always unfollow later if you want to. Fucking don't, though. I'll cry. But also, if you like my content and you like my vibe and you want someone who's funnier and green, Salt Cypher. We are like the same person, but I'm in italics and they are in bold. Okay? Live again on Friday. We're doing CJSMP lore. Come check it out. And then again on Saturday at the not usual time. And then so on and so forth. Over and over. Okay? Love you guys. I appreciate you. I'll catch you on Friday for some Siege lore. And I hope you enjoy Subnautica with myself and Salt Cypher. Good night, everybody. I will see you there. Be kind. And also give them love and support because they deserve it. Alright? Bye, guys. Love you. Appreciate you. Farewell. Bye-bye.